Thanks for watching. So we're just gonna wait a little bit, let some more people hop on. Um, oh, that's not it. Let me know what works better for the video. What do you guys like to watch? You like the vertical or do you like the horizontal? I'm just looking over some features. I don't know what that did. But hey guys, thanks for watching. So today we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff. Oh, what's up, James? Thanks for watching. Actually, since you're on, let's talk about your match. So there was a little bit of a letdown. Unfortunately, the original athlete Brandon wasn't able to make it, but we have a athlete that may be just as good, different style. But Tim is very strong. He's got a lot of stopping power. But James is, he's hungry. He's got some speed. So I think this is going to be a very, very entertaining match. But James, how you feeling about your match coming up September 5th at the first ever Dungeon Super Match Series? Anything you want to tell the people that are watching? Besides, make sure you get your tickets. If for some reason you aren't able to make it there Friday, make sure you get the pay-per-view. The tickets will be given, the money will be given to the charity. The charity is for Turtle Man's daughter. We put it in a school fund. And the pay-per-view, whatever YouTube doesn't take, we're going to break up. We're going to give to the charity. We're going to give some to the athletes. And we're going to give some to the referees. Yeah, man, I agree. The first Super Match Series is going to be a banger. I'm excited. There's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of people helping us to make this happen. And it should be a lot of fun. A lot of great cards. We got 9 matches on the card. There's 9 matches. And if I did my math right, there's what was that, 20 athletes? Something like that, but I'll have to double check my math. James, besides your own match, what's your, as a fan of arm wrestling, what's your most excited match you want to see? What's your most match that you anticipate? What's the match you want to see the most as a fan? So let's talk about. Let's start from the beginning. So the first day is going to be Friday. It's going to be the Dungeon Super Match Series. The event Friday will start at noon. Athletes will be there around 10 a.m. I would definitely advise, if you are coming to watch the show, definitely show up. Definitely, I would say show up around 11, but earlier would be better. This way, we make sure you're parked, got your spots. Because once, we're going to have the rules for these super match athletes around 11:05. So once the rules start, we'll be, we kind of be focusing with the athletes, make sure all the final questions are answered. First match is going to start at noon. Then we're going to take it from there. Once all 9 matches are completed and everyone's minds are blown from the crazy show, the next step before the after pool, there will be a dungeon tour. The High Chief himself is going to give a tour of the dungeon. If I could put it simply, the dungeon is it's two things. It's where Team Dungeon trains. You know, there's been, if I'm not mistaken, there's been 3 world champions from that have trained there. But it's also like an arm wrestling museum. So, you know, there's arm wrestling stuff from the 80s all the way up until now. Stuff from John Brzenk, you know, a lot of Chief stuff. I didn't post it, but I was downloading now. There's a video of Chief, Tim Bresnan, and Pete Milano talking about some old tournaments from 2004, 2006, where John Brzenk, Tim, Richard Lupkes were in there. The one we were talking about, Richard Lupkes, won that tournament. I think Tim got second. I think John Brzenk got third. So if John Brzezink's getting third in a tournament, that tournament must be pretty stacked, you know? So maybe I'll, if I can find video, maybe I'll do a, what's it called? Like a review video or something like that. Or a reaction video or something. Maybe that'll be a good video. It might have been the Arnold's, you know, something like that. Oh, thanks for watching. Inez, if I said that right. So also too, if you guys want to, you know, check out the dungeon tour and be able to afterpull with these athletes on the card, you have to buy a ticket to the live person show. Oh, thanks for watching, Bendy. Depending on what your question is, I might be able to answer it, you know, so go ahead, ask away, and I'll try to, if it's related to, well, that doesn't sound related to arm wrestling, but you feel more than welcome to fill me in on that. Seems to be a setup for a joke. But let's see. So the after pulls are going to be after the matches. You're going to have to, if you want to pull with the athletes Friday in the after pull, you're going to have to get a ticket. Tickets for the in-person will go for $30. That money is given to the charity. The pay-per-view, if you can't make it in person, the pay-per-view is $9.99 on this channel. It's under the paid membership, so it's a recurring payment, so keep that in mind. If you only want to do the 1 month, just you have to make sure you undo it. But if you guys keep it up, what you will get is you'll be able to watch these videos as much as you want. There's going to be other member specific videos that only you guys could watch. But also, as long as you are a member to the Stone TV channel, you will get a discount on one of the perks. One of the benefits of being a member is you get a discount on Team Stone, Stone TV merchandise. So keep that in mind. Yeah, James, I'm excited for the after pulls. You know, I think it's going to be crazy. You know, you're going to have some mega athletes, you know, in the dungeon. So if you guys have any favorite athletes you want to pull, that is your best opportunity. Is September 5th. I'm not sure when it will start, but it will start right after we finish the dungeon tour, the museum tour. Right now, I want to say there's like 10 arm wrestling tables in there now. I'm going to bring one more for the super matches, so we'll have one more table than we normally have. If I'm not mistaken, I want to say there's at least 10 tables in the dungeon. There's also a sit-down table in the dungeon, so that would be something interesting if you guys want to try out. But also, speaking of sit-down, there is going to be a sit-down class at the Turtle Man 2, September 6th. Now, we are not, you know, the only thing guaranteed right now is there's going to be two classes. There's only one division. It's just, there's no amateur, there's no pro. It's just over 200 and under 200. So we're gonna see how the turnout is for the sit down, and then next year, if we had a good turnout, we'll be able to make sure we get the trophies and stuff like that for next year. We'll have more classes. But yeah, this year it's just gonna be over and under. For the Friday event, we are going to ask people not to film these super matches because it's going to be a pay-per-view, and our biggest concern with the film getting out for the pay-per-view is it may take away from the charity. It may take money away from the charity. So if we see you filming, we'll probably throw something at you. There's lots of stuff in that dungeon. There's lots of tools and wrenches, just like that movie. If you could dodge a wrench, you could dodge a ball or something like that. But keep that in mind. Now, you guys are more than welcome to film anything that is not the matches. So, before the super matches start, you are more than welcome to film. The after pool, you're more than welcome to film. The museum tour, you are more than welcome to film. If you guys wanted to go live, you could. I don't think you will have service, but if you do, go for it. Except, minus the super matches. I think the only people that, besides our cameraman, that will be allowed to film is someone like the athletes themselves. But I might even make them sign a contract, maybe a contract, or maybe I'll just take their words for it. I feel like everyone on the card is someone that, if they give their word, they will definitely stick true to it. But like, if I find out, I'm not sure if this is going to go, but what I was thinking, if we ever find anybody posting video, we're going to make people sign a contract or whatever, what's it called, like a release or something, where if they post a video, there'll be a fine. And possibly we might make the spectators watch, possibly, But we're going to see how that goes. That might be a little overkill, but we'll see how it goes. So that Friday, the way it's going to be standing. It's going to be a standing event. There's no seats. Now, that being said, if there's someone with like a medical condition, or if someone is older, or if there's if someone's pregnant or something, let me know. We'll get you some seats. But if you guys are healthy, it's going to be standing seats. If you guys would like, you feel welcome to bring your own chairs. But that being said, if you can stand, we would definitely want you to stand during the matches. There's going to be taped off sections where athletes can go. The only people allowed in the sections are going to be athletes, cameraman, referees, and people on the microphone. Anybody in the event, stuff like that. There'll be sections for fans. Anything that's not taped off, you have full access to. Now, I think everyone will be okay. There's a lot of stuff that, there's going to be a lot of nice bikes. Chief has a lot of nice bikes. He's got a lot of nice trucks. So please, guys, don't sit on the bikes. Please don't sit on the trucks. We wouldn't want, anybody to accidentally knock over a bike, because these bikes are pretty pricey. I think everyone will have, like the basic respect not to, or at least ask. Most people I bet would ask. But definitely don't sit on the bikes. We might tape them off, but we're going to use the bikes for like decoration kind of thing. So we're going to line the bikes up on the outside, the inside of the wall of the dungeon. So it's going to be, it's going to be bikes surrounding the crowd. There's going to be outside, depending on how much room we got for parking, there's going to be some nice show trucks. I want to say Chiefs got it might be a 47 Chevy, something like that. Maybe I'm mistaken, maybe a 57. But it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be like a little mini bike car show at the same time. Let's see. So the super matches, the tour, we're probably gonna finish up. I mean, I'm not sure when the super matches are gonna go, but I don't, it definitely won't. I don't expect any matches being super long. So we have 9 matches. I definitely think we can do that in 2 or 3 hours. Definitely, maybe faster. But remember, we're gonna have the dungeon tour, the big after pool. Now the whole entire event will probably finish up around 6:30 probably. I'm gonna have to leave the dungeon that night. We're gonna go to Steel Beach Gym around. It's penciled in around 7. I'm gonna set up for the tournament. We are also doing early weigh-ins. If you are at the event, if you are at the Friday event, the earliest we are doing is 24-hour weigh-in. So the tournament on Saturday starts at 12. So 24 hours is 12. But unfortunately, that's when our super matches start. So the earliest we can do weigh-ins is after the super matches. So if you guys got tickets and you're doing the tournament, you'll be able to sign up early, at least 5 or 6 hours earlier than anybody that's not at the pay-per-view super matches. If you want, I don't know if I said this. If you want to get tickets to the in-person event, 2 options. Your first option is if you know where the dungeon is located in Connecticut, you are welcome to just show up and pay the day of. But if you do not know where the dungeon is, most people do not know where the dungeon is, you must shoot me a message, either on Facebook, Nicholas Stone, or Instagram _TeamStone777. Shoot me a message. Before I send the address, you're going to have to buy the ticket. Tickets go for $30. We have a couple options to pay with like the apps. I got Zeal, Cash App. I want to say Facebook Pay has something on there. Also, too, if you guys don't have those, we've been using one of our teammates' PayPal. So we have like a Plan B PayPal, but it's not under my name, but it's under a teammate. So we've been taking some donations and payments through the PayPal, our teammates' PayPal. Now that's 7 o'clock. Same thing. If you want to do early weigh-ins, you must make an appointment. You must message me. Otherwise, if you show up and I'm not there, there's a lot of moving parts. So I might be running around all over the place. So you must message me, make an appointment to early weigh-ins. I'm not sure how late I will be there, but I will be there around 7 p.m. Steel Beach Gym, Friday night. We're going to set up. Everything's going to be set up the night before. Now that's Saturday morning. Registration, signups, and weigh-ins will be from 8 a.m. to 11. Now, we are going to be strict mostly out of respect for the people that showed up on time, showed up early, make sure they sign up. If you show up late, you will not be able to make the tournament. You won't be able to make it in the bracket. So you must show up before 11 to sign up and weigh in. Otherwise, you most likely will miss the bracket, which means you won't be able to be put in the tournament. So keep that in mind, guys. So weigh-ins 8 to 11, sign-ups 8 to 11. We are going to have a rules meeting from 11:05 to, we're going to, might take 10 minutes, answer questions. After the rules meeting, we are going to keep the novice and the amateurs there. The pros can leave and, warm up, do whatever they got to do, because these safety rules do not apply to the pros. Now, these safety rules I might actually put it in the semi-pro. I'm not exactly sure, but we may add safety stoppages to even the semi-pro. So we're going to do the safety rules with the novice, amateur, and possibly even semi. That shouldn't be too long. It's probably 10 minutes. Tell the rules, answer any questions if there is. While all that's going on, Bill, the bracket master, is setting up the bracket. He's putting it in the computer, get everything all set up. We are going to have the main stage. There's going to be 3 tables on the main stage. 3 tables going. There's going to be 3 tables going at once, all the time. So there's going to be 3 classes going at once. I'm not sure on what tables where, but one of the tables definitely will be a pro class. So the pros definitely have a table they will start first. Novice will probably go last. Depending on, we want to see how things look, but pros are definitely have one table, so there will always be a pro class going. We will also have a kids table and a sit down table on the outside of the main stage, so we will possibly have 5 tables going at once, depending. We're going to have warm-up tables to the side. Also, too, if you guys want to bring your own table, you're more than welcome to bring your own table. Depending on how much space we have, we may not be able to set it up during the tournament, but definitely the after pool. But we're gonna, it's gonna be by feel kind of thing. The tournament is going to start at noon. One thing we're going to be very strict on is once your name is called to the table, you have 60 seconds to be at the table. So what that means is you must be at the table, not putting chalk, not, in the crowd. You must be at the table ready to go. But we have good speakers in the gym. Everybody, it should be clear. You guys should be able to hear us. And I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, there might even be a speaker that goes outside of the gym. If for some reason, if you guys can't hear us, let us know and we'll make adjustments, if it's blurry or something like that. So the tournament's going to start at noon. We are going to do the tournament. Going to do all the classes. We are going to, once we have all the winners of the pro class will be entered in the overalls, which is the best of the best. Only pro first place finishes are entered in the overall. And the winner of the overall, left and right, so there'll be 2 winners, will be guaranteed a spot on the next pay-per-view event. So there's a lot on the line. There's a good opportunity out there. Should be good. Besides just bragging rights, there's a good opportunity out there. Depending how the day goes, we might, before we do the overalls, if Bill needs a little more time to do the bracket for the overalls, we will pick the winners of the silent auction. We're going to have a silent auction. We got a lot of great stuff. We got video game stuff. We got there's a heated massager. There's I want to say an air purifier. We even got like signed East versus West t-shirts, signed East versus West arm wrestling straps. There's a lot of good stuff out there. Even some Ninja Turtle action figures. I don't know if I said that before. There's a whole bunch of stuff out there. It's going to be a silent auction. Just like all the other money, it's going to be given to the charity. Last year we did a raffle. This year we're going to do a silent auction. See what works smoother. I think the silent auction might be a little better this year because we got some bigger donation items. So it should be great. It should be a good time. Once everything's completed, we got the winner of the overalls. We got 2 new athletes for the pay-per-view next event. Now that's not the end of it. We're gonna have an after pool party. We're gonna do some pulling. You guys can, we should have a whole bunch of tables. So it should be a bunch of pulling. Also, too, keep this in mind. So we're gonna do. I don't know if you guys know or not, but I've been doing like $1 a pull thing to raise money for the charity. Just something fun. $1 or $2, do some arm wrestling. But this year we're gonna do the same thing, $1 pull. But if anybody pins my left arm Saturday in the after pull, they will get a free ticket to the next in-person pay-per-view event. So you have unlimited tries. But it's $1 a pull, so you have unlimited tries, but you can only win once. So you could try 1,000,000 times, but you can only, even if you pay me more than once, you're just going to get the one ticket. So keep that in mind. Should be interesting. At least in competition, my left arm, I don't think I've been pinned in at least 3 years, if I'm not mistaken. I think the last loss I took lefty was to Marcio, and that was when I was like a year or 2 in, maybe a year in. So I'm about, depending on it's a year or 2, it could be 3, could be 4. So it should be interesting. I think it's going to be fun too. I am very excited for this match. Matches, tournament, the whole entire weekend, I'm very excited for. We are less than 2 weeks away. It's Monday, so we have this weekend, and the weekend begins Friday next week. So it should be very interesting. So what else can we talk about? If you guys didn't see the video yesterday, Tim Bresnan, he does the Brooklyn Fair in Connecticut. Even though he's down in Tennessee now, he takes the 20-hour trip up north. He puts the fair on. But the day before, so fair was on Sunday, and Saturday he returned in the dungeon. So Tim used to train at the dungeon all the time. That's when I first met Tim. Then he moved away, and I was the only super heavyweight left. I got real lonely for the supers. But it's good. It's good to see Tim. Tim felt very strong. I don't think I got any video of me and him pulling, but I got video of him pulling Big Hoppler. Big Hoppler is a very, very sticky Kings mover. Plus he's got a long arm, big hand, so it's a unique Kings move. I guess it's like I wouldn't say the exact opposite of Crazy George, but Crazy George is like, smaller, shorter arm, smaller hands. Same move, but different opposite builds. Let's talk a little bit about, I can't remember if I said in the beginning, but let's talk about what Turtle Man is, how it became, and what it's for. So I've been doing the best job recently, or at least the first year, pretty much everyone that was there knew Turtle Man. But now this year, there's a lot of new people, and a lot of people have been calling me Turtle Man. I must tell you, I'm not Turtle Man. Turtle Man is one of our teammates. His real name is Danny DeMichael. Unfortunately, he passed away almost 2 years ago, I want to say, due to a drunk driver. So we got together as a team, and we put the first event on last year. We raised, I can't remember the exact number, but it was more than $6,500. So it was a good amount of money. What we do is we take the money and we give it directly to Danny's wife. She takes the money and she puts it in a college fund for Danny's daughter. If I'm not mistaken, she's probably 5 or 6 right now. So we're off to a good start. Hopefully by the time she's about in college, the account will be big enough where it's, she can just go to school and not have to worry about anything money-wise. Let's see. So that's what all the money goes for. The only money that is not going to go to the charity is the pay-per-view. Most of it is YouTube takes. I got to figure out what YouTube takes from the paid membership. I think the last time I looked into it, it was like 30%. So the pay-per-view is $9.99. And so about $7 estimated will go. Well, we're also going to break it up for the athletes. We're going to give some to the athletes and the referees on that Friday event. Because all these athletes are making the trip on their own dime, making the trip on their own time, because they know what the event's for. They all want to be a part of it. They all want to be part of the good cause. Oh, thanks for watching, Drew. Are you gonna make the trip up to Connecticut? I can't remember if I asked you before, but that might be a little bit of a haul, but it should be fun. If you can make it, it'd be fun. But if you can't, I know it's understandable, because I think are you down in Florida? Are you down in Florida or Vegas? Okay, yeah, that's even further. But they have planes. Maybe you could get a little plane trip and see how it goes, But we'll see. Yeah, so that's what the charity's for. That's what Turtle Man Tournament's for, the charity tournament. So last year we raised over $6,500. The plan this year is to beat that. It's going to be challenging. It's going to be challenging, but I think it's doable. We did get a good amount of sponsors and donations this year, but we are starting off with, I can't remember the exact number, but it might be close to $1,000 less than last year. but I got to double check. I got to double check the notes. But that being said, I definitely think we can make that up and some. I think the numbers are looking good, and so I'm excited. I think we're going to accomplish our goal of raising more than we did last year. So it should be very, very interesting. Should be fun. Let's talk about some rules. I don't think I talked about the rules yet today. So there's going to be some custom rules. So for the super matches and the tournament, once you guys look like you have a grip, the first thing the referee will say to the athletes. Now, the referee will say, "Athlete, are you good with this grip? Athlete, are you good with this grip?" The referee needs a verbal yes or no, not a head nod. It needs to be a verbal yes or no. If both athletes say yes, the next command, if both athletes agreed yes, verbal yeses, the next command will be don't move, go. So these guys could start, if both athletes say yes, they could start pretty much anywhere they want. If both athletes say yes. Now, if one athlete says yes, one athlete says no, now the referee will step in. It will be, you have 15 seconds to get your own grip. If athletes cannot get their grip in 15 seconds, it will be a referee set grip where the thumbs and fingers are open. The referee will tell you, close your thumbs, close your fingers, don't move, go. As long as you're not covering knuckle or anything like that, the match will start. If for some reason athletes cannot get a start in another 15 seconds with the set grip, it will be a full traditional referee's grip where the referee has total control. They close the thumbs, they close the hands. They may even move your elbow around in order to get center. Keep that in mind. Another rule that is custom. Now this one, we're going to do it in my match is going to be first, so we're going to do it in my match, see how it goes. I think it might be good, but there might be a lot of problems, but I think it will be good. Now this is going to be a shoulder rule. So now when the referee says, "Athlete, you good," they both say yes. You shoulders, if you both said yes, your shoulders can be anywhere. But if the referee is in and part of it, if one athlete says no, the referees will square you up first. They will go from the shoulders to the hands. If at any point they're adjusting the hands and they have to go away from the hands to the shoulder to square you up, it will be a foul. It will be a foul. So keep that in mind. What I'm trying to avoid is the referee having to go from the hands, straighten up the hands, then have to straighten up the shoulders, and then having to go back to the hands. And then I'm trying to eliminate the referee having to do the setup, over and over again. So once the shoulders are set, that's where they'll be. If you get caught sneaking in your shoulder, it will be a foul. Also, too, speaking of fouls, these are running fouls. It's a running foul system. There's going to be 3 fouls. There is also 0 warnings. So there is no warnings in this event. So anything that would have been a warning, like an early start, will just be a foul. So you have 3 fouls. So keep that in mind. we talked a little bit, the start command. There will not be a ready. There is no ready. It's going to be don't move, go. There's going to be a slight space, a slight pause of silence between the don't move and the go. So keep that in mind. Early starts will be a foul. So keep that in mind. If there's offsetting early starts, it will just be a restart, no fouls. It's running fouls. There's going to be now. This rule gets tricky too. It's going to be called an unsportsman or professional foul. Two different things. So if you have to, right, what I consider a professional foul is when an athlete stops arm wrestling and focuses on fouling to potentially stop the match, to potentially not be pinned. In my opinion, that's a reward for fouling, whereas the athlete that did not foul is getting a disadvantage. So I'm trying to make these rules to where if an athlete does not foul, they are in the good. If an athlete fouls, they will not get an advantage. I'm trying to eliminate the advantage for someone who fouls. So if you're trying to, with the running fouls, if you gain a crazy position, it will be a stop. So what I mean by say unprofessional, professional foul. So this is the elbow pad. Save an athlete, match going, they're in the center. Save an athlete picks their elbow up and then proceeds to hit them and then put their elbow back down. If it's something huge, it has to be obvious where all three referees know right away that was a professional foul or possibly unsportsman. Which will be 2 fouls. It will be 2 fouls. So if you are dead set on getting that professional foul to stop and a restart, it will happen, but it will cost you 2 fouls instead of 1. This may be tricky, but I think it's going to be good. Another thing too, say this is the elbow pad. If an athlete, something like if they drag them all the way down to here, something, like that, that will be a unsportsman. Now these have to be obvious where all 3 refs agree almost instantly that something happened. It has to be obvious for the referees. Now, if it's not, it's just going to be a running foul. Yeah, so if you guys have any questions for me from what we talked about, let me know. Now let's talk about, so slips. All slips will go to strap unless somehow there was a professional or unsportsman foul. But like I said, those have to be so obvious that all 3 referees know right away. If it's not, it will just be a slip. Now with the strap, the athletes must not touch the strap with their offhand. So say I know a lot of people, even I like to do it sometimes, is when the strap is being applied, they take their finger and hold it. That you must not touch the strap because that will be a foul. If you tighten it, say the buckle's here and you go to tighten it, that will be a foul. So keep that in mind. Athletes must not touch the strap with their arm wrestling hand. If athletes need the strap adjusted, they can ask the referee. They will do their best job, but it may not be perfect. So keep that in mind. Speaking of straps, we got these nice arm wrestling straps right here. We got some Team Stone arm wrestling straps. We got a nice buckle. It's a nice buckle, heavy duty buckle. I've been hearing a lot of good. People say some good things. People like the toughness. They say they're real tough. But these are for sale. They're you can get one for $20, or if you are at the events Friday, September 5th, or Saturday, September 6th, there will be a buy one get one 50% off deal, in-person deal only. So keep that in mind. Also, too, there's going to be, let's see, can you see it back there? So see over there, that green shirt? That is a t-shirt. That green shirt behind my shoulder is the shirt from last year. Turtle Man shirts. We are doing pre-orders. They're going pretty quick. Some sizes are still almost full, but some sizes are low. So keep that in mind. If you guys want to guarantee a shirt for yourself in your size, you're going to have to pre-order. T-shirts are going for $30. We have sizes small to XXX. So let me know. Pre-orders. Message me on Facebook, Nicholas Stone, or Instagram _TeamStone777. Also, if you want to message me about the tickets for the in-person event to the pay-per-view, that's where to get a hold of me. So I don't really think I'm missing any other rules. Let's go over, I guess, King's Move. So King's Move, if you are winning, so say if this is center table, and now when I say center table, I mean dead center right in the middle. If you are on the offensive side, you can have your shoulder below the table. If you are in the pinning position, if you are in the neutral, so center table, or on the defensive side, you must have your shoulder above the table. It just has to be above the table, not the pin pad. I mean, not the elbow pad, the table itself. If the shoulder drops below, the referee will tell you to stand up, get your shoulder up. If you do not instantly, like as soon as the referee says stand up, get your shoulder up, if you do not even attempt to stand up, it will be a foul, running foul. The referee will say it again, stand up, and then if you do not make an attempt, it will be another foul. So keep that in mind. What else is there? Some of the safety rules for the novice, amateur, and we might even apply it to the semi-pro is excessive turning. If someone's turning this way, we'll stop the match for risk of a spiral fracture. If someone is open arm, we'll stop the match for the risk of popping the bicep. That's pretty much it. We're going to stop the match, even though if there's not a foul, we're going to give the athlete a foul just for the stop. The referees are going to, explain to them, all right, this is why we stopped it. This is why it's unsafe. If it happens again, we're going to stop it. It's going to be another foul. Um, hey, what's up, Mike? Yeah, man, that was funny. I don't know if you heard that, but everyone was dying and everyone was saying, I don't know if he even knows what he just said. But the old chalk bowl incident, the old chalk bowl dust, you got to watch out for that chalk dust. It really sneaks up on people. It even ruins some people's lives, so you got to watch out for it. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the safety rules. It's going to be, excessive turning and open arm position. Um, you guys got any questions for me about what we talked about? I'll probably hang out for another 10 minutes, something like that. If you guys got any final questions, let me know. Hey, Mike, what's your favorite of the super matches? What's your favorite super match? Of all the matches going on, what's your favorite? Well, I don't know if I talked about the athletes. I talked about James in the beginning because he happened to hop on the live chat. So we have 9 super matches. Let's start with the ladies. Now, the 2 ladies on the card, this is the only ladies match. The first athlete is Kyla Ward. She's very strong. She's new, but very strong. She is, I want to say she's usually 150. She's dropping down to 140 to meet, and her opponent is Candy Passmore. Candy Passmore is definitely, I would say, a veteran in the women's arm wrestling. She could have at least 10 super matches, maybe more. I know she said she's a big fan of super matches. She got some really good technique. So I think this is going to be interesting. It's a battle of the new up and comer, the strong young gun versus the veteran experience. If I'm not mistaken, I think Candy has a little bit of a height advantage, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. So that's the ladies' matches. Oh yeah, Jeremy and the chalk bowl guy were best friends all day. All day they were just hanging out. For some reason they kept on they took like 4 or 5 trips to the bathroom. Every time they came back, they were real amped up. It was strange. It was very strange. But let's see what else. Yeah, man. Don't worry. I'll jog the memory right now. I'm gonna go through the matches. We got 9. We're starting with the ladies. But yeah, let's start with now. As a fan, it's tricky. Personally, I'm trying. I gotta be biased, but as a fan, this might be one of my favorite matches. Is Bill versus Ron, as you say it, but I like to say Ron the Assassin Armini versus Bill Sinks. Now, the first team I ever pulled with, the first year of my arm wrestling, was with Ron Armini and the Armbenders. So I'm curious. I'm very curious. Ron is looking very strong. I've never seen him train this much. He's looking strong. He's at practice. He's hitting the weights. Bill, he's looking great. He might be better now than he was back when he pulled WL. He got some big wins. He got some great pullers. I think this is going to be a crazy match. So it's a best of 5 right arm. It's going to be very interesting. Now the next match that's tied for Mike's favorite is, he says James versus Tim. So what he means by that is James Road Mason versus Tim Lewis. So Tim Lewis is filling in for Brandon. Brandon's not able to make it. So Tim Lewis is stepping up. Now this is interesting. This is like the battle of speed versus stopping power. One's like a bullet and one's like a bulletproof vest. So it's either going to go through or it's going to stop. So I think that's how the match is going to look. One guy definitely wants the match to be quick, and one guy wants the match to be slow, drawn out. Should be interesting. Should be very interesting. Another match on the card. Now these athletes are pulling left and right. They're pulling each other left and right. Ron, the High Chief Columba versus Black Ice. Now these guys have history. They've known each other for 15 years or maybe more. But I know this. One of the first guys that ever helped Black Ice train was Chief. He's got one of his tables. This is one of his tables he made back in the day. I don't think Chief has ever beat him in the past, but I know. No, I take that back. I don't think Black Ice has ever beat Chief in the past, but I know Ice is hungry. He even said he wants to be the new Chief. He wants to be the new Chief, and that's a lot, And it's in Chief's home territory. The dungeon is where he lives, so it's going to be very interesting. These athletes are pulling left and right. This is going to be the battle of speed versus the endurance. Columbus get that crazy hit, but Black Ice, he might have the most endurance that I've ever seen, because he's one of those guys that will pull 5-6 hours. His arm will not pump up. His power will go from 100% to 99 after five hours, so his power doesn't really drop. So it's interesting. Yeah, man, those, Vlad and Miguel are no joke, some serious pullers. So if they're beating them, must be doing something right. Bill's looking strong. So Mike says, would love for Ron to get the upset because my bias towards CT. We'll see, man. Every day is different. Yeah, man, we'll see. I'm trying to be neutral because I'm kind of the promoter. I did get a lot of help. I got some advice from people, but this match is some Ron and Bill. I picked it. I really wanted to see it. So I'm gonna, out of respect, I have to be neutral to both athletes, and I won't give my prediction. But as a fan, I'm very excited for this match. Now, the next match that comes to mind is Sam Mitchell versus Brian Malek. These guys are meeting at 165 pounds. It's going to be right arm, best of 5. One's a deep, sticky hooker. Sam's a deep, sticky hooker, supinating shoulder. Other guy's more of a top roll, high hooker, hand dominant guy. So this should be interesting. I feel like whoever controls center, whoever gets their position first is going to have a smoother day. But that smoother day may not mean winning. So we'll see. I think it's very interesting. It's going to be a good time. Next match. So Paul Passmore is going to be pulling left and right, but he's pulling 2 different opponents. His left arm will be pulling Justin Bear. Justin Bear is he's spent some time in boxing. He's been doing pretty good in boxing, but he's decided to take a step back from boxing, take a step back into arm wrestling. I know Paul and Justin have been wanting to pull each other for a long time, and it just so happens we're able to put it together for the first ever Dungeon Supermatch series. I'm very excited for that match. Both these guys are very good lefties. Now Paul, he's looking super strong. I've seen some videos of him recently. His arms looking giant. He's got some great wins on some very strong people recently. Now Paul's right arm opponent is James Clark. I know him the best out of all 3 people in that that group. He's from Long Island. He's definitely, if I'm not mistaken, I would definitely say number 1 Definitely number one lefty. He might be number two righty, but he might be number one depending on. We'll see, because I think Paul Cruz is there. So it's either him and Paul Cruz, I would say, are number one in Long Island. James Clark's been looking very strong. I pulled with him like last month. He's been feeling very strong, but also recently, what was it, 2 or 3 weeks ago, he did some after pulling with Jerry Caderet. He looked very good. So yeah, I'm excited for those matches. Now, I don't think I'm forgetting any besides my match, which it will be myself versus the three-man crew, Damian, John, and Andrew. I'm excited for this match. I think it's going to be a great challenge. I think it's going to be a very challenging challenge. I think it's going to be fun. All these guys I have after pulled with, and they are very strong. I mean, they all have pinned me in practice, so they're all very strong. They're all getting as big as possible for this match. I think Damien sent me a video the other day of what he was eating, and I'll tell you what, that was impressive. It was a good amount of food. He's at 290 right now. He said that's the biggest he's ever been. So maybe he'll break 300. Maybe he'll break 300. So it's going to be a 1 versus 3. The way it's going to go is round 1, I'm going to pull athlete A. Round 2, athlete B. Round 3, athlete C. Repeat. That's the way it's set on paper. Now, the athletes, the team of 3, they have full range. If they want to change the order, they can go A, B, C, or A, C, B. They can do whatever order they want. If they have a strategy, they can do any order. It's going to be 6 pins versus 3 pins. So I have to pin the team 6 times to win, and they have to pin me 3 times to win. Now, I think everything else is going to be regular. The only thing I'm not 100% sure yet is we might, to make it even more challenging and fun for everybody, for me, the athletes, and the fans, we might add, in like WWE, they do a tag in, they got, tags them, and they have a fresh, swap. We might do something the same where they're only going to be allowed, if they are allowed, they're going to have, each athlete will get 1. They won't be able to do that mid-match, but say, for example, if it's round 1, there's a start and somehow a stop, or say, for example, if there's a slip, start, slip, and then say if the athlete wants to tag in, swap, they can do that as long as it's not during an actual match. It has to be stopped. So that's not locked in, but I think that might be something fun to try for this 1 versus 3 match. Make it even more fun for the fans, even more challenging. But yeah, that's how it's going to go. That's how it's going to go. So I'm very appreciative to the 3 athletes that stepped up, John, Damian, and Andrew. Now, because it's a charity event, our budget is zero. So everybody on the card, I'm very appreciative that they're all coming on their own dime, their own time. Very appreciative. But yeah, I am very, very appreciative because I tried. It was tricky, with a budget of zero. It's very tricky to have a high level match because most athletes, which I do think is very fair and reasonable, definitely reasonable, is they want hotel and travel. So most athletes, that's the minimum for doing a match, at the level, which I think is fair. But we just didn't have the budget for it. So I asked a lot of people for like a one-on-one match, but we just didn't have the budget to pull off this level of match. So that's how the 1 versus 3 match was born. At first, I thought there was going to be a lot of not backlash, but I was worried that the arm wrestlers weren't going to really be interested in the 1 versus 3 match. It's just kind of, it's not the right word, but it's kind of like not a circus match, but it's not traditional. It's not a traditional one-on-one super match. It's it's a modified. But I think so. I think it's going to be entertaining, at least from what I've seen out of like the Facebook post and all the YouTube posts. I think the 1 versus 3 match is the match that's bringing the most attention, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna double check. I'm gonna go through and double check. So I think it's gonna be good. Now on the pay-per-view, the 1 versus 3 is gonna be played last. On the in-person, if you're watching it in person, the 1 versus 3 will be first. It will be the first match. Like I said before, I want to run the rules on my match first. If there is any problems, we'll be able to make adjustments for the other athletes. Also, too, I'll be able to focus on the match. Like once the match starts, I'll be able to focus on the match. Once the match is over, I'll be able to put on a different hat and go back to being a promoter, making sure the event is running well, making sure everything is smooth. If there's any problems, I'll be able to fix them as soon as possible. But yeah, guys, probably hang out for 1 or 2 more minutes. If there's any final questions, let me know about the event. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gotta be. Oh, maybe we'll do this real quick before I hop off. Now, this is just a demo. This is not the real thing, but this is what you will get. First place, it's a turtle. Now, if you've ever seen a turtle, I can see that, but you've probably never seen a golden turtle. Now, this is just a demo. The real ones are much nicer, and they're solid gold. You hear that? That's solid gold. If you would like to get yourself a solid gold turtle, there's only one place on planet Earth to get them, and that will be September 6th at the 2nd annual Turtle Man Classic charity event. And you're gonna have to win. You gotta get first place. Now we got some turtles for 2nd and 3rd, but they will not be gold. They will be silver and bronze. The silver is about a little smaller, and the bronze are probably about this big. Like this is I don't have them on me, but this is gonna be the gold. Silvers are like this, and bronzes are like this. So we got a whole entire turtle family going. But I think that's it. I'm gonna get ready to lift. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you around.